So we're looking at the Wii U version of Sonic Boom right now. The level I'm loading up is a level that's focused with gameplay around Sonic and Knuckles. So what's different about Sonic Boom in general in comparison to the past Sonic titles is that it's focused on co-op and team-based gameplay. So that means, as far as the game goes, you're always with at least 2 characters, and sometimes 4, but always at least with 2. And what that means is that 2 people can play the game. So one person can use the gamepad, and one person can use another controller and the TV screen. So it's very big focus on co-op. It's also a return to the action-adventure genre. So unlike the past Sonic games in the last few years, which are action platform and based on mainly on speed, we are based on exploration, teamwork, combat, as well as speed. So the pacing of the main levels is a little slower than what you'd see in a traditional Sonic game, but that's deliberate because we want people to explore and use their character abilities to get through the levels. So you can see like a basic cinematic here. Tails and Amy have split off and gone in their separate direction. So now Sonic and Knuckles are here by themselves. They also have a little bit of a dislike for each other right now. Sonic generally is a loner. He's one guy who sort of runs into action all the time and causes problems for the team. And Knuckles is sort of not happy with that. And so he's always talking to Sonic about like how he needs to change. And so the game sort of sees the change and growth of Sonic from a single person to a team, which is very important. So I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna show you a little bit of combat. Each of the characters has special combat moves and different combat moves. Sonic is very fast, but each of his hits is very weak, versus Knuckles, who is a little bit slower, but his attacks are very strong. Sonic can do some of his traditional attacks, like his homing attack. He can also do spin dashes and various other moves that you might see in the past Sonic games. But as you can see, his combos are very fast, but he takes generally 5 or 6 hits to defeat a basic enemy. Now, if I switch to Knuckles, which I can do at any time, I can actually defeat a guy with almost like basically 3 hits. So slower, but more powerful. Knuckles can also go underneath the ground. So I can move under the ground and then attack enemies if I were to hit them. Sonic cannot go underground. So I'm just gonna do this, vanquish these enemies real quick so I can proceed on with the game. It's a mix of, again, some sort of light puzzles and combat right here for this area. And what I need to basically do is get a minecart with a bounce pad in it all the way to the end so I can fight the mini-boss. So I've defeated all the enemies. Now I can use this, oh, actually I haven't defeated all the enemies, 1 second. There's one right here.
I didn't even feel that.
So now I have a new mechanic called the Enerbeam. So the Enerbeam is a mechanic that all the characters have. They don't start the game with it, but they eventually get it. And it allows them to interact with enemies as well as the environment. So here I can grab this and pull on it like a rope, and it lowers it. You can see the minecart with the bounce pad. And again, the camera kind of showing you where we need to go to help out, you know, if you're not sure where you need to go. So what I just need to basically do is hit this power button and get the, why am I missing it? That's strange. Hit the button and get the minecart to move so I can get over the fence. So now I've used the Enerbeam to interact with the environment. Now I'll use it to show combat. So we have hazards all around the environments in the level. So I can throw this guy in here and boom, he's dead. So if you're a smart player, you're not always using your fists and legs to fight enemies. You also use your environment. Or I can grab an enemy and throw them into other enemies, right? Knocking them down and distracting them. So I can kind of come in. Rings, again, like past Sonic games, are important. They are health, but we have a health meter up here that represents how many rings you have at a given time. It's not like some of the past Sonic games where a smaller enemy will knock out most of your rings. It scales up to how strong the enemy is. So a weaker enemy is only going to take out a few rings. A bigger enemy is going to take out a lot of rings. So now that I've vanquished these enemies, I'm going to look and like, okay, I need to lower this gate because I need to get the minecart in. So I'm going to go over here. Again, I use my Enerbeam, pull down the gate, and so now I have a way to bring this minecart in. Again, just hitting the button to move the minecart. Switch back to Sonic. Now what you're going to see when you get up here, when I bounce up, is that we have multiple paths. We have a left path, which is Sonic oriented because it has a ramp. No other character can go there. On the right, we have a path that Knuckles can climb. Again, no other character can go there. If I'm playing as a single-player game, I have to make a decision. Am I going to go left with Sonic? I'm going to go right with Knuckles. So this hopefully will encourage replay value because there's collectibles and other hidden things on both these sides. If we're playing a co-op experience, I will choose one way, I go one way. The person who plays Knuckles will go the other way, and then we'll meet back up later. So I'm going to do Sonic.
Drop and roll.
We always have lots of secondary gameplay if you want. We have this heating component right here. If I were to jump on this, it would damage me. There's a collectible over here. I can try to if I want to. I can go and explore and find a way to disable this and get the collectible. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm just sort of reinforcing that there's always sort of secondary gameplay. In this case, showing that Amy and Tails are still present. Even though they're separated from you, the team is always around, and that's such a key component of this game, teamwork. Very, very important. Simple platform here. I'm just going to wait for it to come down. I'm going to collect this crown, which is one of the collectibles in the game. And then I'm going to kind of go through here and get back down to the ground. And Knuckles, hopefully, will have come and joined me from the other side. Yep, and there he is. So he went the other way, I went this way. Since it's co-op, when I'm not playing co-op, the AI takes control of the other character. The moment someone comes in, jumps in, they take control of the character. If they leave, the AI takes control of it again. We always want, if the AI is playing, that the character, the single player character, always gets the spotlight. He always does the cool thing. So the AI will help you. They will not take the attention away from you and the things that you do. They will help you in that if you're having problems with combat, you're doing a little badly, they will come in and they will help you. If you're doing really good, they'll back off, right? So again, player one, the star of the game, if you're playing with AI. If not, then both of you are a star of the game. So again, reinforcing the fact I gotta get the mine card over here. It's way over there, so I gotta get it over this mucky, poisonous stuff, right? Using that Enerbeam again, I'm going to grab it, and I need Knuckles' help, so he'll come over, and then we'll pull this over so we can get the minecart level over.
A little bit longer.
So if you look up there, right, there's an object. People might not be paying attention. They might just knock this and move it before they can get that. So you should always look around. We also have an ability where if I hit this button on the screen, I can look around and it'll highlight hidden objects in the game. There aren't any right here, but you can look around just like you're looking around in a camera.
Did you see that thing on top of the cliff?
There's always talking and banter in between the characters. We want to make sure that we progress the story and the character development, even if it's not a cinematic. So it's very important that these characters continue to talk to each other.
Trust me, that'll never.
So now I'm going to play against a very basic mini-boss, which I'll activate in just a second after defeating these guys. So take care of these guys really quickly. Again, basic enemies.
Okay, ready? Let's do this.
Now I'm going to activate this mini-boss to progress on. So this is a robot that's being used by the new enemy in the game called Lyric. He's a giant snake with battle armor. Eggman is in this as well for classic Sonic fans, but Lyric is the main enemy. And his goal is he's trying to collect crystals in all the levels in order to power up his army. And Sonic and team are trying to beat him to it and get the crystals themselves. So this crab driller is being used by Lyric to dig and find the crystals. So what I need to do here is I need to grab enemies and throw them into the driller to break it. I can do this in two ways. Again, using in my environment, I can just throw it directly, or I can throw it into this bounce pads, which knock it into there.
Sweet toss, buddy.
So I'll do this really quickly so we can move on.
Just about do it. Sonic, toss a robot at this thing. It worked.
So I've defeated the robot. I'm now going to jump down to the hole that it created in order to progress on.
We did it. Who brought the thunder? This guy.
So even here,
I heard it.
there's a little bit of banter back and forth. Sonic, which normally says I, me, I, for the first time said we, and Knuckles noticed that. So like, hey, you're actually saying we for the first time, and Sonic is saying like, I don't know what you're talking about, you didn't hear correctly. So basically, if you can't hear it, they fall into this dark area. Knuckles is actually landed on Sonic, so he's saying, "Oh, what a soft ground," and Sonic is like, "Get off of my face."
Now what? We both just kind of lucky.
So this is an upgraded enemy from the outside. So they have shields now. If I try to attack shields, I just get knocked back. So I have to remove the shields with the energy beam. When they glow like that, that means they're impervious. I can't damage them with normal attacks, but I need to get rid of the shield first. There we go.
Good night.
Is that? Oh, sure. This is almost the end if you want to keep recording. So I'm just going to feed these guys, and then we'll get to the end of it real quick. They're throwing grenades at me, so I kind of have to evade with my rolls, try to get these shields off.
But no brawn. Oh.
There we go. Oh, I died there. It's okay.
Okay. Got it.
All right, and this is pretty much the end. This is a sort of a sneak tease of the boss at the end of this level, and that's basically the end of one of the level sections. It's not a whole level, it's a very small part of the level, but that's the end of the demo. So there you go. Yep, thank you.